Hello everybody.
Hi everyone.
Les and Wendy back. We're going to do a video today with a topic of weather and climate. And part of the reason for that is that some of you, if you've been watching us for a while, you may know that our hometown before transplanting to St. John was on the very other side of the country in Abbotsford, BC. And if you're in this country, even if you're in the United States, Abbotsford has been dominating the news lately, and for all the wrong reasons. And they have had some catastrophic flooding over the last few days. And because we are still tied to that area, we have been heartbroken by the news, and we just want to send out our deepest heartfelt sympathies to everyone in that area for everything that they have gone through with this flooding. But not even that, just for the last 6 months or so, there have just been pure devastation. And for an area that is known to have the mildest climate in Canada, it's been a bit of a shock to all of their systems and to ours, just seeing it on the news. So we do wish everybody their safety and health, and hopefully all of this will be over soon. But today, inspired by all of that news, we're going to talk about the weather here in St. John.
It's one of our most common asked questions, actually. What's the weather like in the summer, in the winter? The nice thing about St. John is we have all 4 seasons.
We do, and some of our viewers actually think that, the winter extends right into the summer here, and that is one of the myths that we want to dispel.
Yes.
We are late fall right now, and as you can see, we're approaching December. We're not 2 months into winter. We are still in a beautiful fall season, and hopefully we'll stay that way for a while. Now, it's not always as beautiful and sunny as it is today.
Most days it is.
Most days it is. We're going to get some rain next week.
Yes.
We had 1 or 2 days of rain this past week.
We did, yeah.
But for the most part, the sunshine stays with us throughout the year, except for when we get weather systems coming in.
So it is the end of November, and we had a few flurries in St. John last week. It didn't stick, though. In the outer surrounding areas, some of it stuck a bit, but I think it's all gone now.
It's stuck for a few hours.
A few hours, yeah.
And especially where I work in Quispam, which we've talked about, the weather there in the valley, in Kennebecasis Valley, does tend to be a little different than here because we have the ocean, which you're looking at right now.
Beautiful.
So today, late November, it's 5 degrees, it's beautiful sunshine. We have shown you Uptown in the winter. And
Did you say December or November?
I don't know.
I think you said December.
Okay.
It's late November.
Approaching December. Yes. It's not late December. And we're Uptown, which we've shown you in spring, summer, and winter. We haven't shown you in the fall, so we figured let's show them Uptown in the deep fall. And you can ride along with us if you're still watching.
So this is part of the Harbor Passage.
And the boardwalk.
Which
hopefully you've seen a few people walking by.
Mm-hmm. So this hugs the whole Harbor Passage going up towards Reversing Falls. And then it comes all the way down to Uptown. And so right around the bend of this building here, it turns into the boardwalk where all of those lovely restaurants are and pubs and the big stage where you have free entertainment.
Yeah, throughout the summer and late spring and early fall, but they're not operating now on the patios, but
they will New Year's Eve probably.
They will. They'll put their little fire pits out there, and assuming that there are no COVID lockdowns at that time, I'm sure there'll be a New Year's celebration. So let's get started.
And that dock right there, I just want to point out that sometimes in the summertime when we have lots of cruise ships in port, 1 or 2 they port over here. So in the summertime, we're so looking forward to this summer because the cruise ships are back, and so we're looking so forward to all the tourists that come into the area and stuff. So
that is known as the Long Wharf.
The Long Wharf. Alrighty. So I'm not going to hang the camera out the window like I usually do, just because it is 5 degrees, and I don't like the cold.
And it's when the car is moving, it's a bit cold. That's true. But if you're following along, you just saw that shot Wendy took. It's 2:30 in the afternoon.
Yes.
Oh, and I'm already taking a wrong turn.
He has.
But that's okay. I'm sure I did it on purpose so we can show you the other part of the boardwalk.
Ah, yes, of course. Look at that lighthouse here. We tend to not even notice that anymore, but that's the first thing that tourists see when they come into St. John is all the lighthouses everywhere, so it's kind of cool.
On the right is the Hilton Hotel Uptown.
Yes.
And there is also a massive Delta Hotel Uptown, and both of them are connected to a lot of Uptown through the pedway system, which is indoors. So when you do get winter, which we do, you can still get around without going outside.
Look at that.
So that's the boardwalk down there.
Yes.
And this is the Trade and Convention Center, Market Square Mall, which connects also to the pedway. And we'll get back on track.
Yeah. As you can see, not a cloud in the sky.
So Wendy talked about that we have all 4 seasons. Tell us a little more, Wendy.
Well, the one thing that I loved when we first moved into town, it was late April. And there was no more snow on the ground. And so I was impressed about that because I too thought that St. John had some pretty harsh winters. But they do have the 4 seasons. So all the snow was melted, but there was such a freshness in the air. And, we drove down to our favorite beach, Bay Shore. And it was the clean air was just amazing to, breathe in after being stuck in BC for the last couple of years. Were pretty harsh on my lungs because I do have some allergies, and so I suffered quite a bit and I had troubles breathing. So just breathing in the fresh air of spring, and it didn't really warm up until about July, where it actually started to get hot. But the spring here was amazing. It was sunshiny, it was cooler, it was comfortable, and it was a very good introduction to our time in St. John.
Yeah, and the seasons tend to follow the calendar. The calendar seasons to us in BC never made any sense, but here they actually do, because the seasons, we get all 4, as Wendy mentioned, and they do tend to follow the calendar. So we are in late fall, so now most of the leaves have fallen off the trees. Some are still hanging around, but it's crisp, it's fresh, it's sunny, and it's cool.
Yes. And the summer here, especially where we live, it's, the west side of St. John, it is considered the air-conditioned city. And so we don't get a ton of really hot weather where we live. But if you move, if you live in Quispam or even Rothsay or Grand Bay and stuff, you do get a little more heat in the summertime.
Yes, because they do not have the ocean as close to them as we do here in St. John.
Yes.
So we're just passing by the cruise ship terminals. There's 2 of them here.
Yes.
And we are, as Wendy said, looking very forward to having a cruise ship season this coming year.
Yes, the whole Uptown area just comes to life in the summertime. It's amazing to see all the tourists coming here to see our city, because we love St. John and we love it, love it, love it. So
we are coming into the south end of Uptown, and if Wendy can pan over in a moment here to the left, we will see a brand new development, one of the first in the south end for some time.
Stop. Okay,
I thought you would do it here.
Oh, okay.
So
Les wants me to do it at his window.
Called the Atlantic, and we actually have some people that have been through there, and it's beautiful. And so this is a sign of the way that things are changing Uptown. In the past, the South End was described as a little bit run down, and now it is full of beautiful development with these executive style apartments here.
So there are a few areas that are still run down in the South End, but I believe that they are becoming, the area itself, it will end up being gentrified, just like the Uptown area was, and fixed up. But for now, there's still a few rundown areas in the South End.
I'm just going to turn off here so somebody can pass us. And get back. Oh, and over here on the left is the Rainbow Park. Also a newish addition to the South End. A wonderful splash park. Great place for the kids in this area. come and play and stay out of trouble.
Yeah, this park is pretty busy in the summertime, and it's nice to see all the kids out playing, for sure.
We're going to get a little bit more into the core of Uptown as we just kind of weave in and out, and as we spew our thoughts onto all of you.
Look at that church to the right here. One of many. So, the winter time here in St. John, tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, winters can be severe, and we have heard that there are calls that we may have a severe winter, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a long winter. Last year we had our...
Look at that, sorry to interrupt, look at that big ship right straight ahead there.
Last year we had our first snowfall. It was actually this year on January 2nd, I believe. And we actually did a video of it. It was one of the ones that put us on the map.
Yeah.
So, you know, it followed again the calendar season. By the end of March, the snow was all gone and we were into springtime. So that's what we're referring to now. We will get snow. Some of it may be actually quite, quite deep at times. And it's okay. It doesn't last for 8 months.
Yeah. So a lot of people were asking us, have asked us over and over and over what the winters are like here. This is going to be our 4th winter, and we have yet to see a winter that was actually extreme. The first winter we came here, it had a little bit of freezing rain, but apparently that's not the norm for the area. And last winter we only had 3 major snowfalls. We had like a few flurries in between and stuff, but 3 major snowfalls. This year it's supposed to be, apparently it's going to be a little bit harsher this winter. So we'll do a video to keep you guys posted. But it's not what I expected. I expected it to be super, super cold and super snowy and where you're stuck inside for 6 months out of the year. That's not the case. I did spend a year in Edmonton, and that was the case in Edmonton. But here, the city clears all the sidewalks relatively soon after the snowfall. All the roads are plowed immediately. And you see people outside walking around like they do in the summertime. It's lovely to see.
I too spent a year in Edmonton, and it was all during the course of one weekend. Minus 50, I would say.
And it felt like a whole year?
Yes.
In one weekend.
So you can see the leaves are off the trees for the most part. There's a few stragglers that are hanging on till the bitter end, but this is King Street. Beautiful little boulevard, full of character.
Yes.
And we're going to follow around, and I'll show you another little piece of development that's happening. So yeah, winters are winters, but they are a lot more mild than I was expecting.
Yeah, it's been actually nice that, we do have a few cold snaps, like most provinces, where you get a week of really cold weather here and there. But for the most part, it hovered on an average between 0 and -10. Coming from BC, you get 2 seasons there. You get winter and you get summer. And winter is all rain where we come from because it's the lower mainland. And then in the summertime, it just gets so stinking hot. And you just can't find any relief except for in a pub. And I think that's where my problems began, is finding some comfort in air-conditioned pubs. But anyways, so here, the winter, it's lovely, and the snowfalls are so pretty here. Towards the end of the winter, it does get a bit ugly as far as, like the snow on the side of the road starts turning like brown from mud and all that sort of stuff. But snowfalls are just amazing here, and the whole city is so pretty.
So on our right is the Loyalist Burial Ground, which we have done videos of. And
Yes.
on our left, as we turn, we will see the King Square, which we have also done videos of.
That's where we did our Uptown walking tour from, too, is King Square. It's right there.
Beautiful. Lots of leaves on the ground.
Yeah, there's still leaves on some of the trees, too, so it's kind of pretty.
So very pretty at any time of year, except like Wendy said, late winter gets a little bit ugly because the snow has stopped falling for the most part, but it's still sitting on the ground.
Yes.
Gets all that vehicle exhaust mixed in with it.
It's where it's like kind of built up from all the plowing. It doesn't look pretty.
And in the spring, it does take a while for things to turn green.
So right straight ahead here, that is the city market, and this is one of the buildings that survived the fire of 1877. It was built the year before, and it survived it. And inside, it's a replica of the hull of a ship in the ceiling. And there you can get all of your fresh produce, fresh seafood. You can get all sorts of like trinkets, and local artists sell in there. It's a great place to come and visit, and it really is one of St. John's like huge draws. It's it's a landmark in the city, and
To the left of that is what is known as the old Woolworths building, which has just been torn down. It was basically abandoned for a couple of decades, and they are now going to be building an 11-story mixed-use commercial and residential property in there.
Yes.
So
Exciting.
Again, sign of things to come.
Yes. And so Uptown in the wintertime is amazing because all the pubs are still open. This is not a seasonal city like Charlottetown, for example. This is very year-round, and look at that church. Oh, I love it. And so in the wintertime, it's just as busy here in the wintertime as it is in the summertime as far as pubs are concerned. And all the locals just really take in our beautiful restaurants and pubs and stuff. And now there's a ton of specialty restaurants in the Uptown core, and some of them, like, there's hardly any chain restaurants in the Uptown core. All of those are on the east side. Uptown just has like all sorts of different cuisine, and look at that building there.
Yeah, we're driving around here to show you the architecture, show what everything looks like in the late fall.
Yes.
Zero snow, beautiful sunshine, and very mild temperatures right now.
Yeah.
So this is the last year we were in BC before we moved out here. It was kind of a telling year for us, and it was 2016, and in the winter time of 2016, we had, like, in our area, we had over 80 centimeters of snow fall in 3 days, and at that time we'd already started thinking about maybe moving out this way. And that certainly helped our decision. And then in the summer of 2017, we stood on our balcony in our little tiny condo one summer afternoon, just after 12 o'clock noon, and it was dark outside. And that was because of the wildfire smoke that had drifted over and seemed to be becoming more and more prevalent. And our decision just kind of got made for us. We wanted to be in an area where the air was cleaner, and if we were going to suffer through some massive winters anyway, we would might as well do it out here where the homes were affordable and the people were nicer. And so it was in early 2018 that we made the decision to come here, and we have not regretted it for 1 second. Look at that nice little building there.
Yeah, that's super cute. I like it.
And unfortunately, climate change seems to be taking its toll on the West Coast. And, we say it now in all our videos, although we are not a real estate channel. Well, Wendy is a realtor licensed in New Brunswick and working for the wonderful people at Royal LePage Atlantic. So if you're tired of what your weather conditions or crime conditions, traffic conditions, cost of living conditions where you happen to be, then come and join us in beautiful St. John, where Wendy can help you out and find you a wonderful place to live.
Yes, and lots of people have reached out to us, so thank you so much for reaching out. And I've done quite a few videos for people who are buying from other provinces, so I can do extensive videos for you guys and your properties, and then give you a pretty good idea of what they look like and stuff. But anyways, so here is, this road here is Union. And so tell us a little bit about this area.
So this would be kind of considered your Skidville part of St. John.
Not Skidville.
As far as St. John goes, it is. I think that technically Waterloo is probably considered the worst part of the Uptown Peninsula to be.
Okay, let me just clarify. So this is kind of where there's, you know, some low income rentals and stuff, and so you know, it's not Skidville, it's just it's not as charming as the rest of Uptown, and you know, it has some agencies in the area that help out with those who are struggling to get by. Like there's I can't remember some of the organizations here that help with the homeless and those people trying to feed their families and stuff, but there's quite a few in this area. So the people here are still super, super nice. We walk, the Salvation Army, yes. So it's straight ahead. And so we have walked through this area at night. We've parked along here to walk down into Uptown, and everybody's still super nice around here. So when we talk about this area, just let it be known that it's just, you know, there's more lower end rental units out here. So
yes, by Skidville, I want to put everything in perspective. Every city has its part that's not as attractive as other parts.
Stop using that word.
And this would be that for this city. But yeah, it's still fine. However, we can find you the right places to move to.
Yes, we can, for sure. So we have got to know the city really well since we've been here. So if you guys are interested in any of the neighborhoods, Les is really good, as you all know who have commented on our YouTube channel. He's really good at responding to all of your questions. So if you have a question about an area, just reach out onto YouTube and Les will answer any concerns or questions that you have. He keeps on top of it. I'm surprised and I'm impressed at the same time. His answers, I've read quite a few of them, and his answers are very detailed, and he takes a lot of time and pride in it. So yeah, reach out to us.
Yeah, all of our information, contact information, is in the description now of every video. So just click on the description part. You'll see all of our emails, including Wendy's phone number. And let's keep in mind that we are doing this because we love St. John. We think more people should be moving here and living here and loving it as much as we do. So when people have questions, I like to answer them as best as I can. I'm not from here. Only lived here 4 years. And so I just do what I can. But yeah.
And there's also lots of locals that follow our channel too, which we absolutely love because they are so knowledgeable about the area. There's a few of you out there that comment on our YouTube channel all the time, and our group, which is We Love St. John, in our Facebook group. We also have Instagram that's named We Love St. John too. So there's a few people that comment all the time and help out. Anybody who posts questions there, they help out on their own time. I'm just so impressed with the locals and their willingness to help people from other places and answer their questions, and they're so knowledgeable about the city. So
yeah, that's another question. People say, oh, I hear Maritimers hate people moving in from other places.
Not here.
No, they just hate bad people moving in from other places. Kind of like everybody else.
That's another building that recently was built. So there's a lot of development going on in Uptown. So if you are looking for a good place to invest, I mean, I think Uptown, it's up and coming. We have the Fundy Key.
Which will eventually be a $300 million project on the waterfront.
Yeah, I can only see good things happening for Uptown, but of course that is always, variables change and all that sort of stuff. But right now it's exciting because everything just seems so promising, and it just, there's so much development going on in the area, so it's exciting.
And if you like character homes, this is the place to be.
Yes, for sure.
Look at the rock on the front of that building there.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
Stone frontage. Yeah, this is, we've said it before in other videos. This reminds us of a lovely, small European city. It's absolutely beautiful, historic by Canadian standards.
Somebody else fixing up their building here. There's a lot of that going on. It's nice to see. There's a real pride of ownership happening in this city right now. And
yeah, it was a neglected city for quite a while as people moved out rather than move in, but that is all changing. And we're going to head now out of Uptown, just to finish off with a beautiful view of the city, if we can. So bear with us and stick around.
Yeah, we're going to go up to Fort Howe, and just because it's such a beautiful day and we want to show the view from up there. It's absolutely stunning up there, and we're so proud of the city. That's why we're always driving around and showing off all the architecture and stuff, because even though we're from BC, Abbotsford, BC, we really do feel that this is our city now and that this is where we belong. At first we felt like we're visitors here for the longest time, but this city has just totally embraced us, and this is home for us, and we are just so proud to show it off. I hope to never take this for granted, because this city has so much beauty and so much to offer, and
some of the nicest people you'll ever meet.
Yeah, the people that we've come across here have been amazing. They've been helpful, friendly, welcoming, and many have just embraced us into their lives. And
we think about, and we've mentioned it before, that St. John, the way it was, it used to be a major city, and now it looks like it's built like a big city, but it's a small city, and that makes it so wonderful to be here. But the people here, you always hear in small towns, people are so friendly in small towns. Well, this is a city, a self-contained city, and you got that small town friendliness of people that will do anything to help you, to support other people's causes, but they are in a city. So it's just one of those really strange experiences that you get all this big city amenities with small town friendliness and medium-sized city ease of movement. It's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to try and get out of town here before our video cuts off, because it does always give us a time limit for some reason, but we'll see. So it's a Saturday afternoon, and we mentioned the time, we mentioned the season, we mentioned the temperature. We're driving around here with all our windows open. We got our dog behind us. I'm in a very light spring jacket. Wendy, of course, is bundled up for a blizzard.
I'm always cold. Even in the summertime, I get chills. So I think I have a lower than average blood pressure. I think that has something to do with it. But so I'm always bundled up.
This is now the route out of Uptown, and you can see there's easy highway access going to other areas, and there are some beautiful homes up on the hills overlooking the city.
Yes, they have some beautiful views of the bay up there too.
Let's see if we can get you a nice view before we sign off. Please do ask us any questions you have. Reach out. As we mentioned, all of our contact info will be in the description of the video, including a phone number.
And subscribe. If you haven't.
We're trying to hit 2,000 before the end of the year.
Yes.
Never thought I'd say that, but yeah.
I know, last year we couldn't believe that people were actually watching our our material, just because we were doing it for family, and this year we're close to 2,000 subscribers. So thank you guys for all of your support. You guys have all been amazing.
Yeah, see if you can help us get over that hump, get to 2,000 before the end of the year.
Yeah. Okay, it's not going to let you turn right here. want to do it anyways?
No.
No? Okay.
It's right behind me.
Alright, we might not get our view in before the video cuts out, but we're going to try. So this overlooks here, this area here is part of the north end.
Oh, and yeah, just so you all know, other question we get is all the time is about healthcare. And right on the left, we just, after a lousy little 8 months on the doctor registry, we got a family doctor.
And that's where he is.
And that's where he is.
And he's amazing.
He's awesome.
We've been to see him twice now for an orientation, and then he's just going to catch up with all of our blood work and stuff. And yeah, so it wasn't hard to get a doctor out here for us. So that was pretty amazing.
And the doctor registry is awesome because you can, you don't have to go look yourself for a doctor. They'll find one for you, and they're going to use that same registry as a way to get in contact with healthcare providers, even whether or not you have a doctor.
There's the view for you guys.
So that's what we're looking at.
And that is the picture on our YouTube channel.
Sure is.
And our Facebook group.
Which we took ourselves, by the way.
We did.
And yeah, so this is one of our favorite spots to be, Fort Howe. It's just beautiful, so close to Uptown where you can overlook the city and all of the waterfronts. Look out across. In fact, you can see Nova Scotia, probably not on the video, but we can see it, Nova Scotia, across the bay there.
Out in the distance.
And with the gap where the Digby Ferry goes and comes from to St. John.
You can see a few tankers out in the ocean.
So this is, again, approaching December. Here we are. What do we do, Wendy?
What do we do about what?
How do we feel, Wendy?
We feel we love St. John. Have a great day.